Yesterday, I posted a video called People Being Strange, but today it's back to business as usual, as once again we stare into the abyss and look into the lives of people who have either recorded themselves or at least signed a release form without being aware of how ghastly they actually appear. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to People Being Awful Part 36, and today we'll ease into it gently, like a sensitive lover or a sex pest who isn't 100% sure that the Rohypnol's kicked in. We'll begin by looking at a fan of a very famous musician.
Hello, this video is for my princess. If you couldn't tell by my title, it's obviously T Swift. Baby girl, hit up my DMs. I'm trying to get that VIP pass, baby. I'm trying to get in the back of there and chop it up with you. What's good, girl? Travis? He's literally lame, dude. For real, come with a real winner, dude. For real. I'm trying to give you like 3 kids. Let's have a nice family, T Swift. Let's just say I got a blank space, baby, and I'll write your name.
Baby girl hit my DMs. Mate, the only correspondence you're going to get will be a fucking restraining order, and the only thing that will hit you will be her security. Then asking to get in the back. Sir, are you propositioning Taylor Swift for a bit of anal? Do you think one of the richest and most successful women in the world wants you in her tradesman's entrance? And then he slags off her boyfriend and offers to knock her up. Oh, and they said chivalry is dead. Then laughs like he's off his meds. That being said, I know that Taylor does go through the blokes at quite a rate, and I'm not sure how it works in the USA. Is it like jury service? Do you get a letter and think, oh shit, I've got to fuck Taylor for the next 3 months? Next up, we'll see a member of the tolerant woke left over in the New World who still can't accept the result of the election.
All I'm going to say is that if you plan to be homophobic and transphobic for the next 4 years, I hope you can fight. I hope you can fight, okay? No more peace and love, no more love and light. I hope you can fight.
It's 2025. Who's being homophobic? In fact, who's being transphobic other than when men dressing as women go into female-only spaces? That's the big issue. But who is she going to fight? Because let's use a very lazy stereotype. Let's say there's a good old boy, a proper redneck, more tattoos than teeth. When he's sat at home, he shouts, "I'm cold, someone throw another tyre on the fire." He drives a beaten-up pickup truck. The woman sat next to him could be his wife or his sister, possibly both. He's got the MAGA hat on, stars and stripes flying off the back of his truck, maybe even a Confederate flag. Gets out, he's got a revolver in his waistband, there's a shotgun in his truck, and he says something transphobic. What is she going to do? Is she going to offer him out for a tear-up in the car park, or sit in her designated safe space, rocking back and forth and crying? So next up, let's see one of the people, this guy, who I've made up, could allegedly be transphobic too.
Hey guys, it's Kelsey. So, how you guys doing? Let me know. Today I'm wearing my dead baby dress. You know what kind of baby don't cry? A dead one. But anyways, the reason I'm making this post is just, I've had a lot of people say, well, you're trans, you'll never receive a baby or have a baby or experience the beautiful joy. Well, you know, I've been on hormones 10 years, and I've never wanted a baby. You know, I don't like kids. And you know what? I don't have to like kids. I don't have to give birth to, you know, prove that I'm a woman. You know, it's none of your business. So, you know, grow up.
So that's Kelsey. I'm guessing that's not the name on his birth certificate. You know what baby don't cry? A dead baby. What rapier wit. I had to check that he wasn't quoting Oscar Wilde or Noel Coward. And if that's 10 years on hormones, sir, give it up. Clearly, that is not the path the Lord has chosen you to follow. And yes, he's right. He doesn't have to have a baby to prove he's a woman. No woman does. But crucially, he can't because he's a man. And it's dickheads like this that get all the trans community tarred with the same brush. A man who's put on his dead baby dress and recorded a TikTok informing us that he hates children and tells everyone else they need to grow up.
This is your weekly reminder that clockable trans people are literally the most ethereal fucking gorgeous creatures in the universe. Like, their intentionality is incomparable. It just doesn't get hotter than that. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing amazing.
Shit haircut, massive unsightly septum piercing, narcissistic, obnoxious attitude. Of course, I'll be taking this person extremely seriously. And if they think that trans people are ethereal and beautiful, that's fair enough. Because beauty is subjective, it's in the eye of the beholder. Yet I would not be taking beauty advice from someone who apparently doesn't own a fucking mirror. So next up, we'll see one of these ethereal beings reacting to the ruling here in the UK last week that, under clarification, as Liar Starlin kept saying, under clarification from the Supreme Court, biological men are not allowed into female-only spaces.
With most men is that we are a threat to their masculinity. They don't like us because we've rejected the masculine side and going towards our female side. Now, you can imagine, if I walked into a bathroom looking like this, and men's toilets looking like this, I'm just asking for trouble. You know, it only takes one obnoxious idiot to dislike what I'm doing or what I'm
What if a woman did that, though?
A woman wouldn't do it. End of. So why should I? So I've just used the female toilets down at Waterloo Station. None of the women batted an eyelid when I walked in there. I've got no problem with going in the ladies' toilets. They've got no problem with me going in there. So I am not going to stop going in there. Unless one person, one woman in that toilet turns around to me and says, could you use another toilet? In which case I'll come out and I'll wait till she's done and I'll go back in there and say, anyone else object to me using the lid?
Personally, I don't feel threatened by that man. My masculinity is still very much intact. Thank you, sir. Yet I have no issue if a man wants to put on women's clothing, lest he insists that I then think he is actually a woman. And this idea that it would cause trouble if he went into a male restroom. Mate, it's 2025. The biggest reaction would be, all right, whatever. Because, ladies watching, you may not know this, men do not communicate in toilets or restrooms. Well, there are some men who communicate, but these days they're mostly just on Grindr. A man could be in a pub bog, at the urinal, at the piss trough, and his best friend from school walks in. He's not seen the guy for 20 years. But because he's basically stood there with his dick out, the biggest reaction will be, right. And that he feels, the gentleman in the dress, not the fictional best friend, that he feels entitled to go into female-only spaces, even though the highest court in the land has said it's illegal. Shows just how fucking self-important this guy thinks he is. This group of people, I've never known anyone so obsessed with where they can go for a piss. And he may say that women have no issue. How does he know? Now, I can't speak on behalf of women, but I would bet that some of them don't say anything, not because they're totally relaxed at the man in the dress in a female-only space, but because the man in the dress represents a threat, and we've all seen how quickly the cocks in frocks can turn violent. One clip left. We'll see some people, I'm not sure if they're Therians or furries, but they're people dressing up as animals. Remember, it isn't a fetish. Just like the chap from the previous clip going into women's toilets, that isn't a fetish either. After all, who doesn't like to dress up as an animal with a couple of friends and pretend to eat their turds? That's enough internet for today. That one was painful. Anyway, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you leave a like or a comment, that really helps the algorithm. If you'd like to support me in making these videos, there's a link in the description to buy me a coffee, and as ever, thanks for watching. So that's Kelsey. I'm guessing that's not the name written on her birth certificate. Mate, give up trying to look like a woman. Try pass yourself off as a fucking human. Fuck it. Remember, it's not a fetish. Just like that previous chap, the man in the dress, he hasn't got a fetish either. After all, who doesn't... Fuck.